want to see how this works. Okay. But yeah, I just sort of saw like whenever like I do a name change on the internet, like whenever I change my username or whatever, like I always see it as I've like changed in arcs as to how I'm going to present myself and how I'm going to act. Like I see each name as a representation of who I am at that time. That's why I've probably stuck with the name on the internet Outlaw the longest, just because I feel like it encapsulates like a lot of things about myself, and it's a kind of broadly applicable name. Like generally being different from society uh, uh, makes it to where you are like an outlaw in some way. Like it can be interpreted as like, oh, if you're a social outcast, you're an outlaw, or if you're someone who's relatively different, you're an outlaw because you're doing you're doing something that's different from the norm. And so I think I've kept that name for the longest just because even though I do change, the name the name itself stays the same because I'm most likely to some extent always going to be an outlaw in the terms that I'm expressing it. So
Yeah.
that one has been there the longest, but there's been other like more specific names that I've used that over time just didn't match who I was as I got older, so I changed those. But outlaw has definitely been the longest one. There's just been different permutations of the outlaw, and I've kind of added different things on it as time has went on, and I've kind of done different things with it, but it's continued to at the very least have that base of being an outlaw, you know.
Oh boy.
How long have
Yeah,
you been
makes
using the
sense.
name Drunken Ninja?
I don't know. Probably since like 2012.
Holy shit. So that's like 6 years.
Yeah.
That's a very long time. And I feel like it still fits you. Like when I first met you, even though you are a different person now, the name I feel almost as if the name Drunken Ninja actually fits you more now than it did when I first met you.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, it's
I
Silk.
think it does.
Again, Fogey is at 0%. I swear to fucking God.
Did you 0% him again?
No, I didn't do it. I just got into the server, and then just because I remembered it, because we talked about it this morning, his user volume, and it was at 0. It does it on by itself. I don't
Discord
do it.
trying part, baby.
Yeah, Discord's trying to keep you two from talking because, you know, when you and Fogey start talking, it's just too powerful.
But yeah, I don't know why it does that.
How are you,
Fogey? Oh, you know, I don't know what to say.
You're also being live streamed to 1 million viewers.
Wait. Stream that I saw like a couple seconds ago?
Yeah.
Pretty sure it was.
I'm mostly just testing it out to get footage of Maso Kyzt so I can use it later.
Oh, you are streaming.
For a thumbnail.
Why do I sound like a faggot in like video?
Because you are?
Shit.
Fuck. Oh
Reverse?
shit, I said faggot in public.
What's the difference? No, it's not you said it in public.
It's current year, guys.
It's
said it in public. It's that it's recorded that you said it. Therefore, it's evidence that you're a
homophobe.
Homophobe, yeah, that's the word. There you go. Of course. Gay fag is better.
Yes, so I'm we're in the gay fab.
The gay fag. Where the fuck is it? Damn it.
I'm not a homophobe. I'm a homo fab.
Oh, Allah, are you trying to talk? Oh, there you go.
Oh,
The
yeah, yeah.
thumbnail. One is fucking up. I don't know what it is.
It's probably Fogey. Yeah, it's Fogey. It's definitely Fogey.
Fogey.
What am I doing?
Being a faggot.
Oh wait, not Fogey. Is it they or I don't
No,
fucking
it's
know.
Fogey. It's Fogey. I just told you it's Fogey.
Fogey's the one
I
with the
forgot.
bad
Okay.
hair.
You're doing.
How
Oh yeah.
could you forget? It was like 1 second of difference. You can't
Yes,
just
bro,
forget
stop
something in
asking for
1
shit.
second.
What are they doing? Oh yeah. Okay, there we go.
No one can forget anything in 1 second unless they have like a mental issue.
Mm.
I mean,
Okay, I know you do, but no, even someone with a mental issue, can't just forget something in 1 second.
What is your condition anyway, Cynic, that causes you to forget things so quickly? Is it just short-term or long-term memory loss, or what? Is it Alzheimer's?
I have no. No, it's not. It's not Alzheimer's. It's just. I don't think it's ever been properly conditioned. Like, oh, that I have it, and doctors have said that I have short-term memory loss, but I don't think I've ever been diagnosed with anything.
That is interesting.
Remember things from years ago or a couple of days ago, but I would have to think about it. Every other time, I can't think of anything, and sometimes I just don't remember anything at all.
Well, then how is it that you speak 2 languages fluently then, if like your memory messes up all the time?
Do it by instinct. I learned it when I was a kid, and everything that I know, I just do it by like memory repetition.
Yeah, language is a different
Instinctively
beast.
how certain things are, but I don't really build up on top of that. I just remember when I was a kid, oh, this is how I did it, da, 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 and nothing hasn't changed. It's just I do everything by instinct. Like whenever I type, I just type how I used to type.
That actually makes a lot of sense, given like how like a lot of the like points that you make like are generally like about the same things or like have the same ideas to them, where like because you believe that they're right, it's just by instinct, it just comes to you,
And that's like literally the only way I can think. And it,
yeah,
I think that I could grow my mind, but I just can't fucking do it. And that's why I'm
So
stuck
that's why
regressing
you
from-
quote Nietzsche all the time.
Yes, I read it when I was 4-year-old, and it never left.
when you were 4 years old.
I'm memeing.
Oh, okay.
No one fucking reads.
I'm like, who
4
reads
years old.
Nietzsche at 4?
Yeah, that's a bit too high level. I was like, whoa, is Cynic a genius?
No.
You probably were
No,
like,
no, no.
Nietzsche?
I did read it.
What is
like,
this? Is this like a... Is this an anime?
Is this Captain Harlock?
Oof.
You just see a copy of Beyond Good and Evil and assume that it's Albatar.
Oof. No, but like a lot of things that I love, or unironically things that I had in my childhood that it's because of that I've had fond memories of. But anything else in my childhood, I just don't remember.
Is this why you like the prequels?
Oh, I mean, I actually do remember the prequels and going to the movie theaters, but ironically, I don't remember anything from it other than going in the movie theaters.
Is this why you unironically enjoy episode 2?
Oh God.
I don't remember
Unironically
it
in
that
caps.
bad.
I thought it was because of the ideas
not that
in it
bad.
that Cynic liked the ideas in it or whatever.
I can meme ironically like episode 1, and I actually do enjoy episode 3 for dumb reasons, but I do like it. But I cannot for my life try to enjoy the second one. It's just too bad.
Yeah, I mean,
too
there are
rewatch
some
it, but
good things about
I
episode
don't know.
1, but like episode 2, I think out of all of them is the most unforgivable one.
It is awkward and it is boring.
Yeah, like it's just like they go see the clones and stuff, and it's like, we're cloning, and then you switch back to more talking scenes, and it's just boring talking, where it's like trying to be Star Trek or something, and it's like I just want to see somebody get blown up.
I mean,
Yeah,
it
like,
kind of happens at the end, but like not enough.
Yeah.
Unironically, you see all the Jedi's fight, and I don't know if it was intentional, but they all get slaughtered.
Yeah.
The Magus prequel opinion is the same one we're talking about. We're talking
Wait, who's saying something?
day.
Oh,
Is
I
that
wasn't
wait?
watching
Muted. Okay, whatever. But they was muted for a second. God damn it. I'm too okay,
Too
he typed it, that's
senile.
why. I am too fucking paranoid that everyone is muted now. God damn it.
Yeah, fool me once, fool me twice. But yeah, like Day just tends to talk like in text chat. So
Yeah.
I do the same sometimes.
yeah, she tends to be pretty silent. But Day, the millions of viewers can't see your brilliant point about Star Wars. How are you gonna deal with this?
Yeah, her
Like-
brilliant point of saying Magos' brilliant opinion.
With Magus's prequel opinion, which
Oh,
is
if Mago
similar to
says it, it's
mine.
gotta be a
So
genius. Like if Mago says it, it's just a fact.
like
I agree with Magos' Star Wars opinion.
it's pretty much my opinion.
My
Similar
only
to
Star Wars opinion is that Digibro is wrong. I don't know
The
what his thoughts on
my
Star Wars are, but I just know he's wrong.
his thoughts on Star Wars ones are the Endless Jest thoughts, which are his shittiest opinion.
Hmm.
him for
The
more
Endless Jest.
because I asked him and I only asked him about the editing because randomly he told me that Star Wars has bad editing, which I always found weird. And he just says, "Oh yeah, just some shots are just awkward and just cut too soon."
That doesn't make
Really, an
any
argument?
sense.
Yeah, I know.
No,
Because like,
this
there's a
is dumb
famous video
editing.
about
No, that's a dumb opinion. Digi fucking
like
an
it's not
idiot.
showing that it has bad editing. It just shows that it has bad cuts. And like
One moment.
famously, Star Wars was fucking shit, and then it was saved from the editing. You know, there's a good video about it. Had good editing that was able to salvage a movie, and some of it is jarring. Doesn't make it bad editing. It just means that some of it is kind of weird because they
Star
had
Wars
to do
is
it.
good because of the editing. I'm fucking talking about. Digibro's an idiot.
It's because of the editing that it became good, not because it's bad. But like I said, I just said okay, whatever, because I didn't really. I thought he would have more to say than that, but he didn't. So. Yes. So I've heard that before.
Oh boy. Are you planning on going into another stream?
Live stream. I don't have anything else to say.
Okay, that's good. I don't want
I'm
you going
repeating
in
myself
again.
for the third time, and
I don't want you going in again and then losing.
it's not really losing. I mean, the first time was a loss. The second time was more of a continuing where we left off, and I still feel that I
Continuing your
kind of
loss.
yeah, continuing my loss. But the thing is that Digi kind of agreed with me, so I think that I made my point. I mean, it would be Digi saying, "Oh yes, my entire content is shit, and you're right, and everything I've done for the past 10 years has been worthless, and I am stupid."
10 years.
That would have
Why
been a
did you say
victory.
10 years? Everyone is like, why did you say 10 years?
I wanted to start when 10 years in which he started writing to where he is now. What have you changed in
Yeah,
those
but
10
you said
years?
10 years. But
Backed up, and then
have
I
you
said
ever
4 years
have you
because
ever
it's 4
fucking
years when he
read
started.
his blog post?
No, I haven't because I don't read shit.
So why didn't you just say like 4 years or
But whose
3?
blog
Because I
post?
knew
This
that
is
he
film
started
critical
because he said
analysis.
he said that he was starting to write blogs.
Yeah,
or
but
he started
that was not
officially.
relevant
Okay,
because you've
okay, let me
never
rephrase.
read them.
Okay, let me rephrase this. Yeah, but I just wanted to know what he thought he actually grew, and his only response was, "Oh, I now recently started to structure my videos."
Okay, even if you wanted that, you should have noticed that that was an awkward thing to say,
Well,
and that
Yeah,
everyone would.
but then like I said, I backed up and I said the past 4 years. So
well, there's a
like the
lot
thing
of
that I
ways
wanted to
to
say,
make and improve in 4 years. Like,
yeah, of course.
that's a
But the thing is that
fair question.
but which I didn't even say, which is stupid, is that he views most of his videos to be mediocre. He like I can't remember which one. He said like one of his videos was like a 5, and another a 6, and his Asterisk War video is an 8 at best. And that he should strive to become. And also in another video, he said he should strive to be like create something that only he could create. You know, the same way Endless Jest said that he created Horseshoe Finale. No one can ever create Horseshoe Finale. And I'm like, okay, so if you started 10 years ago with your stupid blog post, and that's officially when you started becoming a writer, then to achieve that goal. That's like
Cynic.
Well, he's doing that
Cynic
now, I
didn't
would say.
even.
Like, he's working
Yeah.
on much bigger projects that
yeah,
only
he's
he could do. Like, a lot of his newer videos, I feel like only he could have done that. And he's
Yeah,
obviously.
you're not gonna see Giga try to like copy Digi or
no,
fucking
that's not what
Super
I
Eye
mean.
Patch Wolf.
That's copying directly. It's only something that that changes everything. Like for example, take my Kreia video, or actually any of my videos. No one could have actually done that other than me. No one could have actually. Shut. Go the fuck. 1 second.
Okay. I think
I swear to God, I'm gonna fucking hit that
I
cat
think
with
someone could have
that.
explained the ending of Monster. It's just that no one's done it at this
But
point.
Well, that was his
yeah, I
first
agree.
video. But, like, even
Yeah.
then, like, his
And
first video.
The
was
Kreia
him
one is
trying
a good
to-
example.
It's something that has like I said, Kreia has existed. Well, I mean, the game has existed for the past 14 years. Everyone talks about it, yet no one has ever said or done anything about it. That video would not have existed had it not be for me.
Mhm.
And in that terms,
Shit.
I do think that I've met the criteria of only I could have created that, and something that will last forever that anyone can watch.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
the argument that I was supposed to bring to Digi is, why aren't you creating videos with that goal in mind?
well, I think if you watch his Dragon Maid video and you relate to it, and you think, or not necessarily even relate to it, like you watch it and then you learn more about why someone would like that show.
The thing that I brought up
through
in
talking about his
that's the thing I brought up in the
experiences.
stream. Like he only talks about how he related to it. What the fuck do I learn about Dragon Maid? And that really pissed me off because
Digi,
he
bro.
In the context of the show, though, like if you listen to
the context of the show is just a synonym for just describing the fucking show. He doesn't say
he ascribes a greater depth through it to talking about his experiences, like by saying what happens in the show and then giving his experience and then explaining what that means in the context of the show.
He also did the what's it
no,
called?
that's just talking about your biases. Like that
Wait.
really pissed me off because in the stream he just said you have to address your biases, which to me is just an excuse to say I will only talk about my biases. Like
Well, what about
at that
the,
point, I agree. You have to address your biases. But if you don't surpass your biases to talk about the show, the only thing you've done is talk about your biases and say I am biased and this is the show.
I do
What
agree
about
with that.
the-
What else do you
I-
learn other than that?
I-
And that
I-
really
What about the Shintaro Kago one? No one
Okay, well,
ever
well,
did
that.
anything
before,
about that.
I want to respond to the point Cynic made before you like get off on a side tangent, but I do believe that yes, Digi is using that point unfairly because you address your biases in your Kreia video, but you certainly don't do what Digi does. Like Digi actively talks about himself in his writing because he is a gonzo journalist and he takes himself as the active part, whereas you, yes, you address your biases, but you do it through a lens that's trying to be objective. And so I think by him saying that, he is being very unfair and not looking at your point in the way that he should. But I think his content is still valuable to exist, and I think you can still get something out of understanding more about a person. Though that's just sort
Okay,
of
yeah.
my bias on that. But I
Well-
do think you're right. He was being misleading and incorrect by making that point. But I also think that his content does have a right to exist for the fact
well,
that
I shouldn't say that no content has a right to exist because that would be really too stretching. The argument, like I had an argument recently with the unknown otaku, and we were talking about whether or not Super Eye Patches Wolf videos couldn't be considered analysis, and I was arguing that his video on the Simpsons video, most of it is not analytical, and and similar to the point, I would argue that most of Digi's videos are not analytical for the same point. The point that I was arguing is that in most of that Simpsons video, it was just fluff about how the writers left and etc. Trivia information, and the only thing that was analytical was explaining how jokes were structured in early Simpsons and later Simpsons. That changed. That's an analytical point talking about the structure of the show, and it elevates the show. With Digi, him talking about his own preferences is trivia information that does not really elevate the show other than saying, look at these elements that exist. I relate to that.
Yeah.
Say, for example, someone is not an alcoholic. Someone that has never moved. Sure, they wouldn't relate to those characters, but does it actually anything about the show other than, hey, look, that character that character drinks, that character that character changed apartments. The other person has seen that and knows objectively, yes, that has happened, but it's whether or not they relate to it, or whether Digi related to it because of his life experiences, is
No,
irrelevant
or
because it
I
says
will
nothing
get
to
to
the
that.
show.
Give me a sec. Give me a sec.
There was also one thing I was going to mention. Oh,
I
fuck,
said,
I
oh,
forgot.
give me a moment.
Oh
Give me a
yes,
sec.
I
I'm in a
remembered.
conversation
You're
right now.
conflating two separate ideas as well. Because what I were to argue is that that video on Dragon Maid is not analytical because it doesn't say anything about the show. Because I argue that analytical videos are meant to elevate shows and talk about the values in a show to an audience so that they can better understand or better appreciate a show. But the problem is that simply talking about your preferences doesn't elevate the show. Say, oh yes, it does, because he talked about certain elements. He just described, oh, this character drinks.
Yeah.
This character changes apartment. I did that too. Therefore, that you learned something about it.
Well,
One second. Let me just add one point.
Okay.
And that misunderstanding is something I argued with Dion Otaku, because he argued just learning about, like for example, with the Simpsons video, writers leaving is something you might not know about. It's some trivia. It's trivia information that you learn. Whether or not that learning is analytical is the point. Is that he argues that, oh, because you learned something, that is analytical. And I argue that no, you have to learn something intrinsic about the show itself that elevates the show.
Yeah.
Learning trivia information like Digibro, I don't know, drinking, likes to drink or changed apartments a lot or changes houses, is trivia information. And sure, you do learn about that, but do you learn anything about the show?
Yeah,
You don't. You learn that Digi drinks, leaves his house, and that throughout the show changes.
Yeah.
You know that, but you don't learn anything about the show, and that's why it's not analytical, and that's the problem.
I do understand that, but I also think that mentioning that information is important to draw a greater point, and not just a greater point of, oh, I enjoyed this, because that's not analytical either. Anybody can say they enjoyed something. Anybody can say trivia information. I think it's about what conclusions are drawn from the trivia information in the context of the show. Like him saying, oh, I drink a lot. And that makes me relate to the character, and then he explains what that does in the context of the show, how they handle the drinking, and then what that says to him. I think it's analytical in the sense that it analyzes what the show is doing while also analyzing what it does for him, how it makes him feel, what it makes him think about in the context of himself. And I think there's value to learning that about art, learning that art can elicit these things for other people. Like, it does analyze
That's
himself.
not to say it doesn't. Everyone knows that art can elicit emotions. That doesn't mean it doesn't.
About the
It's just
specifics of it. It's not about the
it's a
fact that
reminder. It's
just...
like, hey, people like certain things. It's like, okay, yeah, but do you learn anything else that other people feel emotions?
That's why you get into the specifics, and that's why you get into the context. Yes, anyone can say, I enjoyed this, or this made me feel an emotion, but it's about the greater points that are being made about that. Like, in Digi's video on Dragon Maid, I feel like he doesn't just say, oh, I drink, or oh, I've moved houses. He talks more about what that does in the context of the show, and he talks more about the events in the show and about what they mean for the show. And I think if you watch the show and you really think about it, you can get those things out of the show if you just think about it, but most people won't. And I would say he is analytical because he draws these greater conclusions that he's thought about the events that happen in the show and about himself. Like, he's not just giving trivia information of, oh, I drink, and oh, this happens to have people who drink in the show. He talks about what that means. He talks about what it means for both himself and the events that happen in the show. And so I think it's more complicated than just that, but I can certainly understand where you're coming from. But I just think there's greater depth to be found there just about himself, but like him analyzing himself is not I think is not as valuable as just analyzing the show itself, but I think there is value to it. Like, there is value to knowing a person like this can exist and they can have these reactions to what is in the art, not just knowing they had emotions, but knowing what the specifics about it, understanding their mindset, understanding who they are. Because people like Digi, they're your neighbors. They're people who you could theoretically live next to, and by exploring their mindsets, we can understand more about the world around us. And so, while I think as like as learning more about the art we get less, there is some value to just understanding them as people, and I don't think it'll be remembered the same way as like your Kreia video, but I do think it might help someone out there understand the show better in an analytical context and understand other people better in an analytical context. But just because you know those things doesn't necessarily mean that someone else didn't know them. Like your Kreia video, for example, someone might have known what you said in there, but it helped a lot of people learn, and I don't think it was as simple as like trivia information. It was obviously you drew greater points about Kreia and their philosophy, but like
because it was inside.
yeah.
But no, continue. I'm not gonna stop
Oh,
you.
yeah. So like, other people could have came to that conclusion, but most people didn't, and so your video has value because it allowed other people to understand the game and the world around them and others better. And so, while I don't think Digi's videos are nearly as valuable as yours,
Oh, you died.
for
Okay.
what they do in an analytical context, I don't think it's fair to say they don't do anything in an analytical context at all.
I still think that the issue is whether or not you learn anything or you find some value. I still think that the problem is finding value in of itself, like because he talks about. Because I still think we're still turning around the pot regarding finding value.
Mm-hmm.
Your people, and Digi talks about himself, and you might find some sort of connection and understand more people understand more about life in general, and I argue the opposite, in which you learn value only about the art itself. In which in turns, because I think that the way I see it is that you learn about Digi and the art. Sorry, you learn about Digi, and by osmosis, you learn about the art. And what I argue is that you learn more about the art, and by osmosis, you learn about everyone.
Mm. Yeah, I think
So, like, I see more of a subjective that
Go.
more subjective, and I view the other one as well specific that applies to an objective to everyone.
Oh yeah, yeah. I can completely understand that, and I believe that is certainly like a good that is certainly a good preference to hold for making content, because yeah, in Digi's case, he talks much more about the specifics of himself, whereas you talk more about the specifics of the art, and then that allows you to learn more about everyone because it's just much more broad. But in terms of the subjective stuff, right? Like, you get into the specifics of the objective stuff, whereas Digi gets into the specifics of the subjective stuff. So I think, yeah, both of you are just taking very different approaches, and I do find yours to be more valuable, but I also think there is valuable excuse me. There is value.
Of course. Like I said, I don't disagree that there's value in Digi. I just find that he considers like the problem is more the problem of Digi considering himself an analysis, because I still define that as talking only about the art. And if a person has biases or anything else, you can add to that. Like there was a video by what was it, Lindsay Ellis, about Guardians of the Galaxy, and most of it is about talking about the show, the movie itself. And then at the end of the video, she brings up how her father died and how it changes your perspective and everything. And to me, that isn't trivia information. It talks about it talks about herself, it talks about her relationship with her father, but it adds greater meaning to what was already talked about in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Digi just, for example, with Dragon Maid, although I'd have to watch the video to make sure, because, like I said, I only watched it when it came out, and I barely remember anything about it other than Digi talked about himself. Digi talked about drinking, changing apartments, and the structure of explaining just the structure of the video, and saying that, at the end of the video, the main character just confronts the god dragon or some shit. That's how I remember from the video. It doesn't really say anything about the show other than himself.
Yeah.
And the thing that I view is that compared to Lindsay Ellis, which talked about family issues and family dynamics and all themes about the show, and also ego, those are all themes inside the show. It's inside the show, inside the movie itself, and she adds trivia information that adds emotions and meaning to the subjective that adds to it. Like there, you can consider that trivia information that didn't even have to be included, but it adds more to it. The way I see with Digi is that he just adds to it. He just adds himself to the art, to the analysis of the art, but doesn't actually say something about the art itself. And I confronted him about it in the second live stream I had. I mean, debate I had with him, and he blatantly told me that if he were to do videos the way I ask him, he would only make a couple of videos.
Yeah, because
Confirms
he has
everything.
things to say.
Things to say, and to me, I would just tell him, well, just make those couple of videos and make the best that you can instead of making like billions of content.
Yeah, but
it's
his
but again,
job,
we have
so-
different point of
I'll
view.
be
So
back.
Yeah, he wants to be an entertainer, you know, like even though I think there is value in his work, his work is never going to impact the world the same way yours does, because he is at the end of the day an entertainer who we value him for understanding him as a person. But I would say in terms of his Dragon Maid video, just to respond to one thing you said about that, like he does talk about like the details of the show and how it relates to himself in a bit of greater depth. Like he analyzes the scene where Kobayashi is talking to the little girl. I can't remember her name for the life of me, but the little lolly girl. Like he talks
Lowly Dragon.
Yeah.
Just call her Lowly Dragon. Fuck it.
Yeah.
What was I doing?
Oh, Kana, that's her name. Like it was like right on the tip of my tongue because I was like, I swear I know this name because I had marathoned the entire show. But yeah, like when the Kobayashi was talking to Kana, like he was talking about like what she was saying to her, and he was talking about both what that meant in the context of the scene and what it meant for himself. So he was taking it from the angle of, oh yeah, this meant a lot to me, and I'm gonna talk about me, but he also did explain what had happened in the scene and what it meant, and I feel like most people would have just brushed over those subtitles and not even thought about it, not even gave it any greater depth.
Do you hear yourself? That sounds extremely pessimistic. You literally just said that Digi, the only thing he's doing is describing and retelling what was on screen because too many people were stupid and did not know what they were watching.
I mean, I think
Extremely
most people
pessimistic.
are.
Holy shit!
I
mean, I don't disagree that a lot of people are too fucking stupid, but to say to Digi, congratulations, you just described the show. They have a medal for it.
Well,
Just,
I mean,
what is analytical about retelling the show? Like that's why I describe analysis to talking about values within a show. Because if you're just describing, it's like saying it's like a book essay. Okay, if you're only just transcribing the text, anything meaningful, you're not evaluating the text. You're not saying anything or examining the values within the text. All you're just saying is, this is what the character said, this is what this happened, this is what this happened, and you make no conclusions, you make no observations, you say nothing. All you say is, I related to this character that did this because this happened to me in my life. And you retell the text because you assume people are too stupid to have actually read the text that you're analyzing.
Well, I think that like it depends on how much you're giving. Like if you just literally re-describe the plot, then yeah, that's
yeah, but that's what I argue that Digi does. He just re-describes the plot, and people by osmosis were like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about the show, but thank you for reminding me." Isn't that great? Like I don't disagree that there is value in people retelling the plot, but if a person already knows the story, and you're retelling the story, is that actually valuable?
No, it's about the conclusion.
It's just valuable for fucking idiots.
Yeah, but I think the reason why he explains it in the first place is so he can come to greater conclusions about it. Like he explains both what it means to him and what the thing means on a deeper level. Like that scene, like. Yeah, I did say people just brushed over it, and I was being pessimistic, and like, but I think
a lot.
he does more to explain the scene than just say exactly what happened. Like he gives it a greater depth both in the context of himself and in the context of the show, that people might not have been able to ascribe that depth to it beforehand. Like Pedantic's
To me,
video.
like he's.
Oh, sorry. Go
It
ahead.
still sounds like he's just describing the scene and
I'd have to look at the
saying,
video again because
yeah, I would have to.
I
Okay,
think
you know what?
both of us
Okay,
do.
okay, let's just go watch the video right now, and we'll come back
I'm
in
on a
like 20
stream.
minutes. Or whatever.
I can pull up the text document if you want. If
Watch
you,
it together on the stream or whatever.
do you want us to both watch the video? Do you want me to set up a rabbit or something of us both watching the video? Okay, I'm gonna go to Digi's blog. I'm gonna go to Digi's blog right now.
Hey, I'm back.
Oh wow, Drunk, you just missed a mad, ginormous debate
Of what?
of me and Cynic. Oh, Cynic just left the stream, or the call. He's gonna go watch the video.
What video?
The Dragon Maid video. I was just gonna go read the text post and skim through it to find the part that I needed to make my point.
What? Really?
Have you ever had one of those experiences with an
Okay, shut the
May
fuck
have-
up, Digi. Let's see. Text version of this video. Yeah, I'm just gonna skim through it to find the part I was talking about to make my point. The Philosophy of Cynic, a critical examination of Rekafag when.
What? Didn't even notice like when that fucking video came out. I didn't even notice that it existed.
Let's see. Okay, I liked the video when it came out, but let me find the part that I was talking
I watched
about.
the show, so I haven't watched the videos.
Let's see. Maid Dragon doesn't dig too deeply into these concerns. Kobayashi is able to upgrade her house with. Where is the part that I was talking about? It's this acknowledgement of the potential wrongs of society which makes the happiness of the series that much more potent. Kobayashi reminds us how Kana could be potentially ostracized when entering kindergarten, but she lets her go anyways, and it turns out that everyone loves her and she makes friends easily. We are constantly reminded that any of the dragon characters could evoke Ragnar, blah blah blah. Okay, where is the scene that I was
Before
talking
you
about?
all went into your autistic debate, I was gonna be. But Digi did a video no one else could have done, which is respect the greats.
Oh no!
Shintaro Kago. No one did that.
Well, okay, I think Cynic's point was more so that that in the like greater context of the art, like he hasn't made anything that's so meaningful that like people are gonna remember it or whatever. I don't know.
No, he hasn't done like a Gurren Lagann Part 1 and 2, like Best Guy Ever.
I feel like I would never forget certain videos of his that just were so impactful to me, but whatever.
I mean, I certainly remember Digi more because of Digi, bro, not because of the anime he talks
Well, yeah, 'cause
about. I
there's
guess that's
value
a.
to having a person, to having an archive of a person that makes you understand the person more. And I mean, it's interesting. Like it's interesting to see these conclusions. It's interesting to see this
I just
writing.
think Digibro is an interesting person.
Yeah.
So
And I mean, let's see. Let me respond to Dave's point. I don't think Digi is trying to be analytical of the show. It's meant to be analytical of himself. I understand if Cynic doesn't care about Digi's self-analysis, but I think most of their disagreement comes from that their goals being totally different. Yeah, I completely agree.
is this why Cynic was kicked from the BSA? Because now he's slightly more agreeable to Digibro.
Sure. I like how there are 3 people watching this stream.
I'm back to this era of the BSA just suck.
Yeah, the BSA are bad.
The BSA bad and have bad opinions. They're obnoxious. They had Mumkey on in their new episode, did you know?
They had Mumkey on an episode? What the fuck?
Stanford paid Mumkey $200.
Oh, that's retarded.
for him to be on the new episode.
I guess it'll get him subs. I guess.
The BSA has legitimately good members.
No.
Like, like, like fucking what? Like when they're all this weird, awkward collective. It's just like, I don't care. I don't give a shit what they're
Oh
talking about.
fuck. I don't think they have good members at all. Jesus Christ. I don't think I've ever gotten this far in the game. Holy shit.
I should watch your stream for a bit.
Alex Horatio sent me a Steam message saying I was doing bad at the game.
Is Alex Horatio good at his own game?
I think so. I mean, he built the game.
Oh man, this game looks sick.
Oh yeah, it's
It's
great.
like a shooter.
I keep
The
telling
shooter, I
everybody
didn't
that
even
it's great. But no one ever believes me. Like, everybody always says, you don't have any journalistic integrity. You only like the game because it's your friend's game. No, it's a great game.
Yeah, this game actually looks good.
This game is lit as hell. Oh, fuck.
I really like how like it's like I don't know. Is it like a platformer that also
Oh,
like
fuck! Sorry
like a
about that.
Contra thing?
It's like it's kind of like a shmup, but like with platforming elements, I would say. Very limited platforming elements. It's more of just like a shmup type game. I like how Cynic is gonna go watch that entire video. That's fun.
I know.
Why? Why would he do that? Now this is content. I think like our debate is like the best part of this entire stream.
Yeah. Also, me shitting on. Wait, was me shitting on Crow members present?
No, that I started the stream only like 30 minutes ago.
Okay. Ray the FB Otaku is a faggot.
I can't wait for them to watch the edited version.
5 people watching.
shit.
Who can guess who it is? No, I'm kidding.
You should shill my shit on Twitter, you bitch. This game is bad. I take back every positive thing I've said about kyzt. I am the only person watching this stream who isn't in the voice call itself. Fuck you. Oh shit, you got past wave 16. Hey, no I didn't. The best part of this stream is my amazing video game. Fuck you. I'm gonna send this stream out to people. How do you do that, drunk? I don't know how to do that. You're gay. Magos isn't on the stream. He should get in here.
The Pro Masticator should be deleted. Also use this link, Outlaw.
What link? Oh.
The one I just posted in chat.
Oh, to post on Twitter? Oh, thank you.
If you want to share the stream.
Yeah. How are you, Magos? How are you doing? It's good hearing your voice. Jesus Christ, I haven't heard you in a crow chat for a while.
Yeah, it meant to be on a soft hiatus, but you know, I'm here for the moment. We'll see how long that lasts.
You're here for the live stream, the only crow calls you show up for.
For the live stream. You know you've unlocked level 2, by the way. You don't have to keep playing the same map. You've gone enough waves where you can do a different one.
Oh my god, thank you, Magos. I legitimately did not know I could do that.
Okay, then.
Oh my god. I've been waiting to get to this point for so long. Holy shit, this is... Oh my god, this is a new level. Magos, you don't know how long I've been looking at that exact same level. Oh my god. This is great. This is the fucking best game ever. Holy shit. Yeah. How far have you gotten in Kyzt? Oh, I think he died. Did he? No, he's still there.
Outlaw, you're not coming through on Discord.
Oh, am I only coming through on stream? Okay. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, okay then. I unmuted the stream and checked why total silence was happening there.
Okay. Well, yeah, how far have you gotten into Kyzt?
I got to the second stage of the ice levels, I think.
Holy
Maybe.
shit. You got far. I've been playing this game like since the day it came out, and I have not even gotten past the first level until now.
How many hours of of Masochist have you played? Because I've
Let me look.
I can probably figure this out via
It says I've
Steam.
played 3 hours, but I know I've played more than 3 hours. Steam
It
just
says you've
doesn't
played
tell me.
7 hours in the last 2 weeks on your profile page. So, and
It
yeah,
does?
3.6 hours on record.
I guess
Yeah.
Steam isn't giving me the right numbers because I'm showing it right here on stream.
Yeah, I'm looking. Go to your profile page. Click the little picture in the bottom right there.
Oh. Oh wow, this is a live docs.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Where does it say that?
It has recent activity.
Recent activity.
Yeah, wait for it to 1 sec. Well, it should do. Your is it loading or is it?
It's just not showing up.
Okay, it's just blank. I'll send a screenshot of this
Okay.
over Discord, and you can look at this. You can confirm these conflicting numbers.
I've played 7 hours of Kyzt in the last 2 weeks. I wouldn't surprise me, to be honest. I love this game. Like, unironically, I love this game. I made a whole video talking about why it's a 10 out of 10.
Game. Alright then. Is loading. Give it a second. Alright then. There you go. In the real Autism Crow chat.
Dear God. Wait, it says of this game I've played 3.6 hours on record, and then it says in the last 2 weeks I've played 7 hours.
Yep.
Of just this game or just on Steam in general?
Oh, it might be that's how it works. That might be how it do. That would make more sense actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was just talking about Steam in general. Okay.
That's a shame.
That would be pretty funny if I spent 7 hours just playing the first level, though.
It's a more disappointing reality, frankly. Yeah. Okay then. Okay, I guess you've only played 3 hours of Massacres.
I have
3.6
returned.
hours.
Oh shit.
Hey, it's Magos.
Hi, drunk.
How you doing?
I
Okay.
love live streams.
Yeah, you certainly do.
The way you said that. This is the only content I should be making. I haven't made a main channel video in a month. This is what I'm doing. Oh boy. I'm gonna upload Cynic and me's argument as an edited video on the
The
main
struggles
channel.
of an outlaw still a thing.
Yes, it is. I rewrote it. I'm in the middle of another rewrite. The 5th rewrite.
Oh boy.
5 rewrites of this thing. Oh boy. And I'm also working on a video about Plot Progressor B.
Really?
Yeah. Fortnite
Aw, man.
is actually in it.
Oh, that's amazing.
He's gonna have his own video, and that's most likely gonna come first with how I have things set up. Which his own video is just gonna be a full skit. Sorry, Magnus, go ahead.
That's when are the Crows gonna play Fortnite on live stream?
Oh, we should.
Oh, yeah.
On Mr. Cynical's channel.
Oh my god.
He needs
No,
to
no.
live stream it to maximize our viewership.
Yes, we choose Fortnite. You know, the hottest game on the internet. We choose
The most
Mr.
popular
Cynical.
game ever made. Yeah.
Yes.
With Mr. Cynical, the most popular YouTuber in the world.
Oh,
Yes.
And the
We
richest man.
will gain billions of subscribers.
Yeah, well, Mr. Cynical will gain. Well, Mr. Cynical will probably, in all likelihood, lose a few hundred subscribers. But also, yes, the Crow Masticators will get skyrocketed to stardom and fame. And
Yes,
we can all
we will
ride on those coattails.
We will surpass PewDiePie.
Yeah, I think we could.
Yeah, I mean, Cynic is a man who has bought Elon Musk and Telza.
Telza. Yeah, Telza.
Oh boy. I only just today figured out I say that wrong.
That's it's an okay one to get wrong.
My favorite is Stefan Mulinex, my guy.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay too. Have you like ever checked like if there's, because it sounds like that's the kind of thing where it could be dyslexia or something similar. I don't know.
mean, all my life people have told me I have dyslexia, so I don't know.
Okay
I
then.
wear glasses. I don't know if that counts.
No, those are different issues.
Okay.
You wear glasses?
Yeah, you didn't know I wear glasses? I wear them in fucking vlogs all the time.
I've never seen a vlog where you wear glasses.
You little nigger. I've worn them constantly in vlogs for like the last 6 months.
Do you make vlogs still?
Well, that's the state of my audience.
Sorry.
Is this what
Did you make like a new channel where I don't notice, or maybe it's not appearing on my sub feed?
It probably isn't appearing on your sub feed because those fucking Susan Watch Cock Me Off or whatever her name is, like she
That one's fair to get wrong.
Is it on the graveyard shift?
yes, that is where all my vlogs reside.
Okay. Making up for lost time. I've seen these. Forgetting media and existential dread. I've seen the. What are the other ones?
Keep going down the list, boy. If Alex Horatio hadn't clogged up my channel with streams, they'd be more visible. Thanks for that, Alex.
Why didn't you just unlist them?
Because I am too lazy?
Alex Ratio, watching this live stream right now, hopefully you haven't left and gotten bored. When are you gonna start live streaming on this channel daily?
Oh my god. I would make all the live streams automatically unlisted and then just add them to a playlist if people really want them. Like in the video that I'm working on now, I'm probably just gonna announce that like at the end of it or whatever.
Okay. Alex Horatio, when are you gonna start doing a 24-hour constant radio show live stream on the Outlaws Graveyard Shift channel?
I mean, most of them would get deleted because you can only do 12 hours per stream.
Okay, that you pause once every 12 hours to make sure it gets archived in video form.
Oh god. I should do a live stream of the video that I'm editing tonight. That would be cool.
That would be.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad anyone is interested in what I'm working on.
Outlaw Harvest is a good YouTuber.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm like a big Outlaw Harvest fan.
I appreciate that. I think I did like a pretty decent job at like talking unscripted when I was doing that argument with Cynic. Like, even though me and him did not come to an agreement on anything, I think I held my water pretty well, which I don't know.
I think you won.
Thank you. But yeah.
As soon as I've heard Cynic's point a billion times, so I'm tired of it. So you know, Anytime he just says the same point and then repeats it this like a minute after, I'm like, yeah, you lost this one. I know it's a good point, but you can't just keep saying it.
Yeah, I am proud of myself, sort of like for me just sort of learning how to talk after all of this time, because I've been going back through my old videos and I was like, dear God, this is the person who I used to be. This is what I sounded like. This person is a fucking nerd. Like I had a
You
whole
were
video. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
you're very good at you're right in a billion things, but I don't. You're probably wrong in a lot of things that I don't notice because you're really good at like bullshitting, like
Yeah, bullshitting my point.
constructing. Yeah, bullshitting your point. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what I teach myself how to do. Like, I know when I'm as weird as I am, I just need to work off the sheer veracity of my freak power. Like, that's what Digi does, and people like Cynic hate him because they see through the bullshit. But, like, I can see through the bullshit as well, I just don't care, because I also have the freak power, you know? I'm over here fucking being a weird, retarded person with points that don't actually mean anything, but I just bullshit them until they're true, and until people go through the veneer of my charisma enough to also believe that they're true. I mean, Digi does the exact same thing, but the issue is that both me and Digi are just wrong. We just keep talking until people believe we're correct.
You and Digi
That's
are
not how
very.
logic works.
You and Digi are.
And I just came back from watching that fucking video. Like actually two videos from Maydragon. 100% of it is fucking Digi talking about himself. I was 100% correct. I literally listed every fucking 30 seconds of Digi talking about himself. It's like 30 seconds. Here's how I resonate with the artist. 44 seconds. Remind me of myself. Relatable to me. Here's alcohol. Here's talking about alcohol, not analysis and anime. And I endlessly think of how I think about this. This is important to me because she's an adult. Back problems. Oh, like me because I make videos. How I adapt to moving house. That also relates to me. Moving is familiar with my life. Accurately talking about anime in realism, which is realistic and how I relate to it. I think it's like only one part at the 10-minute video that Digi talks about fucking. I can't freaking remember what it was about. And then he talks about parenting and the value of parenting and how parenting is good. Nothing to do with fucking the show itself and what it says about parenting. It's just random shit about parenting.
Yeah.
And then what else? Fucking.
My
Oh my god! Did you actually watch the video?
Yeah, I have watched both videos. I wouldn't have argued about it if I hadn't seen it, like in his.
And recently, like within the past 10 minutes.
No, I read.
You can only argue if it's only been the past 10 minutes.
I read.
I mean, Allah said it. He was gonna watch. I mean, she was gonna watch the video. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch the video too, and we're gonna argue about it.
I literally said, no, I'm on stream right now. I'm not watching that, but I will skip.
Okay, after the stream. Okay, after the stream, we're gonna fucking argue about this because I will argue extensively how literally every fucking 30 seconds or so is about Digi talking about himself.
We could just agree.
It's an option to not do this.
This is why I was going to say before Cynic came back.
Talking about himself and nothing else, to the point where it boggles my mind how Digi can say that anything about these two videos are fucking analysis.
Okay.
And the fact that you actually think their analysis is completely fucking wrong. And I will now fucking.
Why don't we split the difference? And when I launch my Patreon, Mr. Cynic can pay me enough money to make a video explaining why Outlaw Harvest is incorrect about Digi, bro.
Oh boy.
That we just had like a 30-minute discussion, and it revolved around you can find some value in someone talking about themselves, and you can learn more about a person. And I argue that no, that's not analysis. Analysis is talking about the.
Yeah, I had the argument the first time. You don't need to go through the entire thing.
I know.
I get the joke.
Like, I think the problem is that it's fucking stupid. You already fucking described it perfectly. It's me jumping. It's Digi digging, and following through with the analogy. Digi just fucking digged his own grave.
Well, I mean, okay. So I agree that your videos are more valuable because they say...
Yeah, but it's not about value. It's not about more value. It's about whether or not one is analysis and what is not.
Competition, Cynic.
Well, I think Digi is analysis because he analyzes himself in the context of the show, and it gives us understanding himself gives us more context for what the show can do for people, and by
The
understanding
analysis is
people,
not that.
That's
okay, how is
literally
it not
what
that?
Digi said.
How is it
Whoa.
not that?
I mean, it's
I-
not
I-
a bad. It's good. I know, but it's literally what Digi
Bad.
said. I
It's
don't know
just
how.
that it's not analytical. You're not examining the show itself. You're
Well,
like I even argued the point with Digi. At that point, you're not analyzing the show. You're just analyzing yourself, and you're just examining and telling people about yourself. People don't learn about
I
the show.
think
They learn about yourself.
well, yeah,
your
and
problem is
Like,
Digi
find
is
value.
not analyzing the show directly, literally at the moment in the
well,
video.
okay.
Like I
Does it
just
have
watched
to-
Maydragon. At 0 point does he? No, sorry. Only at 1 point does he actually analyze anything about the show.
Does it
And just-
have to be an analysis of the show to be an analysis video? Just calling it an analysis,
Yes.
it's an analysis of himself though, so technically it is still an analysis, it's just not an analysis of the
Romantic
show.
as fuck, and I'm still gonna argue no, it's not analysis because
But
analysis
it's
requires.
literally called analysis of himself. Auto analysis.
It's still an analysis if it's not an analysis of the anime. It's
I was
just an
agreeing
analysis
with you,
of
but
him.
now you're wrong.
Let me rephrase that. Let's even talk about fuck. Oh no, I forgot.
You argued that Digi's videos are not an analysis because he doesn't talk about the shows, and then I argued it's an
It is the
analysis of
stupidest
himself.
debate.
So, because it's an analysis of himself, it's still an analysis video, it's just not of the art.
At that point, you might as well just make vlogs about yourself,
Well,
which
yeah,
are
and
not
he does.
analytical. Like, okay, I just remembered now. Like the example that I was giving to you about talking about yourself in art is not in of itself invaluable. Sorry, not valuable. You can talk about yourself, which can add empathy to your story. Only core focus, then it's not analytical. The example I gave you is about Lindsay Ellis and her video about Guardians of the Galaxy. She talks about, like I said, ego, family, the relationship of family, but only within the structure itself of the movie. And then at the end of the video, she talks about herself and her relationship with her father and parenthood. Supplements the analysis of the movie.
Yeah.
It's not about herself, and it's not just about here's my father and how's my relationship with him, and here's how I related to that because of the movie. The way around. It's talking about the values of the show, explaining what the show tried to do or what it did, the themes and everything, and then to yourself. Digi does it the other way around, in which he just talks about himself and then sprinkle all around is just bullshit about the anime. And at the end of the day, you're just saying, oh, I find value in it because at least Digi talks about himself, and learning about something is valuable just because I learned something. And I'm like, no, you didn't learn anything about the show. It doesn't elevate the show. It has no purpose. So
Amazing discussion that we've.
remember it. So this to me is like the first discussion. So you get to suffer for it.
Why? Why do we deserve?
Why do we always have to suffer for? I've heard this argument like a billion times, and I'm always suffering.
Oh well, to me it's like the first shit about it.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you forget that you've lost many times. Okay,
I
with
am
the same
correct in this
argument.
position, even though I don't remember any of it. So I just assume that I am always right, and you
In
guys
your
just don't
world, you are
agree.
correct.
correct.
Okay.
That's even if I don't remember being correct, I am always correct. That's how it
in your
always
own
is.
pocket universe of your mind.
Quality
May have
of
happened
the
while I was
existence.
off call, but I don't think we've ever got something to admit defeat. It's more just a case of there's one every single time. We're not trying to fight him after, how long has this live stream
victory?
been going?
Like a fucking
don't
hour
know.
or something. I don't
Or is
know.
that like a pure defeat?
Well, let me check OBS actually.
I
Victory.
could never argue about this because my
Yeah.
thing is, you just don't care about Digibro.
I
That's
just
why
think
you
this
don't
is
like it.
fun. Like,
That's it.
I think like
Yeah, of course you do. Because you find fucking talking about politics and philosophy fun. So of course you find that hilarious.
Yeah, and
When I-
even more so after I got on medication, I'm like, holy shit, I don't feel any anxiety at all. I can just fucking ram into people, and it's like my life feels like gold. So, ever since I got on antidepressants and anxiety medication, I'm like, holy fuck, I can argue with everyone forever, and I never
Oh,
get
yeah.
tired of it.
Okay, so the solution in that case is drunk. You and I just need to leave this call and let these two have at it.
No,
Uh,
I'm
We
done
kind of
arguing.
we
Sure.
kind of, no, yeah, we
We've
kind of
agreed to
ran out to
disagree.
the end.
Yeah, we've
And that's literally the end date I had with Digi. It's fucking, and people were giving me shit for it. I
Yeah,
swear to
I
God.
mean, after a certain point, though, you just can't argue anything because I'm gonna keep saying
are
it's an
socially
analysis, and I'm
stunted.
gonna keep saying it's valuable. So, like,
And
both of
I'm
us
just not.
believe
I'm
we're
not
right.
disagreeing that it's not valuable. I'm just saying that it's there's no
Become a
value.
semantic argument. Though.
Oh god damn it! Yes, it is, and it's fucking annoying. Like it's not that I don't find people can find some value in it. It's that people cannot find some value about the show itself. Just they can only find
Yeah, but-
value
So we're
about
looking for
Digibro.
Most people,
things.
but that exactly trying to find value about the show itself. That's not what anyone else is going for. That's your metric for success, which nobody else is
It's my
working
metric for
towards.
analysis. You cannot consider yourself an analysis channel, an analytical
Okay, so
YouTuber
if you-
when you just
if
say this is how I feel. I like this because
I refuse.
I drink
I refuse
alcohol.
to take part in this debate. I almost
Oh,
became.
you almost
Needless
fell
there
in
just
it.
to say-
You almost
You
became
almost,
a
No,
revenant.
you almost in the
quit.
trap. You almost fell
You-
in the trap.
You-
Okay,
you
anyways,
almost
I'm
got
done with
baited.
this argument, so you
Yeah.
don't have to leave.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, but thank
Actually,
you
you
for
know what? I'm
debating
gonna
with me, Cynic. This was
actually-
really fun. I respect all of your
The-
views 100%, and
I don't
I
respect
think,
this debate.
I respect your content anyway, so it's
Yeah, like-
like Giga. Oh.
Yeah, I just
No, I'm
wanted to
kidding.
end this off by saying, like, you are one of my favorite YouTubers, and I really enjoy listening
you.
to your beliefs on stuff. Even if we diverge sometimes, it
Yeah, of
makes me
course.
really happy that we can, just have a debate about this respectfully, and I think you're a cool guy.
Like, of course, don't take this seriously. Obviously, I don't mean to be like this is how it should be, and if you're not agreeing with me, then I don't want to ever talk to you because I
Oh,
hate
yeah, of
people
course.
like that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not being that obnoxious. Like, I do firmly believe I am absolutely fucking correct about this, and
Yeah.
that's how
Of course.
analysis should be done, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm not gonna say like guy to just tell you no, that's wrong, and you should never do that or have those beliefs. Like even if I disagree with Digibro, and the reason I disagree with Digibro is that I want him to improve and get better and actually make good videos.
Mhm.
Let's say you should not be making videos because that would be too far. So
Yeah, that's restricting his freedom by that point just because you have a different belief, that's restricting his freedom to be an individual,
All right, let's move on. Hate this. I hate talking about Digibro bad.
I just enjoy
Digibro
talking
good.
to Cynic because I think Cynic's a cool guy.
Digi
I
boys.
just gave you the list of all the
Why did
stupid
you
fucking
make-
points.
Oh,
I was
boy.
expecting
Oh,
fucking
shit.
Outlaw to like I said, every fucking 30 seconds
Oh my god, you actually did like fucking like charted through minutes.
charted
oh my
it
God.
because I was like, okay, maybe I'll just chart it and it'll be a couple of times. And I did by like the first 3 minutes, I lost my fucking mind and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna chart the entire
All
thing.
right, let's talk about
About anything else because I'm done with this. Like I said, Outlaw, if you ever fucking watch the video, and here's my list and compare notes. And I swear,
Okay.
Outlaw, make me a mod in your chat so it doesn't block me or
Okay.
untime me out because it did that for some
I,
fucking
yeah,
reason.
What?
I,
Why
I
did it do that?
accidentally timed you out, but I'm just gonna
Okay,
look up
do the
Mag-
opposite of that and make me a mod.
Oh yeah, okay. A hard knock desk. Why is this the
Magus.
first thing that shows up?
No, I'm kidding.
YouTube.com/QBCYT. Where are you, baby?
So what's the furthest you've gone in this game?
In
guys
Massive
talking
Giz,
about?
I'm on
Yeah.
level 2 still.
Level 2.
Oh, okay. I might buy it. I don't know.
Yeah, you should buy it. You should
I should
buy
buy
a
it.
copy.
I
It is a
should buy
good
it.
game.
It seems
Mm.
fun.
It is. Save. Yep, save. Okay, there you go. You're a mod.
It's not saying I'm a mod.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay. Oh,
Maybe it needs
now,
to update.
okay. It might be delayed. It might be delayed via the stream. I don't know how this
It might be
works.
all on bad internet.
Oh, I'm on good internet now, baby.
Oh man, you're rising up the ranks now. You have good internet.
I've moved away from only eating bread, cynic.
Ah,
Would you eat bread with butter? It's
I know,
it's
it's
very
got
luxury.
so much more
That's
fat
a
in it.
luxury.
idiot. Beat him to rad.
Do communists even allow you to eat more than just bread?
I mean, it's on a rare occasion, but if I do my work well enough, sometimes Mao will personally walk up to me and give it to me with butter. It's a great honor.
Ah, that is so great. Holy shit. Wait, did Stalin ever do that?
No, Stalin never did that, but there was this one
Asshole.
time where Mao, like actually like, to the workers who were doing a particularly good job in the factory, what he would do was he would give them like mangoes or something. It was either an orange or a mango, because in China they never had those before, so he would like personally give them to particularly good factory workers.
I like how everyone's turned into Keanu. Oh.
Yeah, that only happened that one time when they like first got them imported, because when they first came there, they were hella expensive, so he
Hella
just gave them to the. Oh God, why am I talking black all of a sudden? I need to stop.
You're not talking black. You're talking Tumblr. Hella,
Oh no.
like hella cash.
Oh, I've become what's the name of the game? Life is Strange. Oh,
become strange.
oh.
Oh no.
Life is
Become
Strange.
Like whenever someone says hella X, I could just only think of that game.
Yeah, I could only think of
Game?
the
No, actually, no. I've
VR
played like
video.
the first game, like of episodes.
Yeah, I've
Ooh,
never
I
played
know
the
this song.
game. It's just because of the ER video where he constantly references it, and it's funny as shit.
It's great.
Oh my God, I love ER so much. He's one of my favorite YouTubers.
Like I like the fact that he goes full on racist. You know, racist and anti-Semitic, and
I like a
at times
racist.
but at times you're like unsure whether or not he's actually like the 4chan
Yes.
version of racism, and then he's like, "Nope, I'm actually that racist. I don't care." That's
Yes. Oh
and
my
he does it
God.
as a joke, but it's not. It's like he did that with in the Star Wars video. I can't remember which one, and I found that hilarious.
The one with the black guy in the thumbnail. Yeah, like oh my God, I love that about him so much. Like when you just blur
Right.
the line between whether or not what you're saying is offensive is true and whether or not it is, like when you just make that line so blurry that it becomes incomprehensible, it creates this great feeling in the viewer. And it's really, really cool how he does that.
Like-
And I think
like-
more internet personalities should take that edge just because it's very different, and most people are too scared to do that.
The only person that does that is like Filthy Frank.
Yeah, and
Like,
he's dead now.
Yeah, just it's Filthy Frank, and even then, like I think that's one of the good aspects of cult of personality, is that at that because we don't know anything about himself, so the only thing we have is his description of how he feels about certain things, and for all we know, he could be like the nicest person, and all that is a front, but who the fuck would know?
Lily, you should rename this stream Outlaw Harvest versus Everybody.
I
Oh.
should. Well, I mean, I'm gonna edit like the debate between me and Cynic and then upload it as its own video.
Oh god.
Sure, I forgot this. We were streaming.
Mm.
Oh wait, why are there people in this fucking stream? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're talking about how you enjoy.
You have
the
a good
part where ER's
reputation
a bit
now.
Racist is now.
I don't even have
live
a
streamed
reputation.
to
Why do I even have a reputation?
Well, I mean, Cynic has been an unapologetic rapist or something on Twitter. I don't even know.
I don't know. I don't
sex
remember
offender,
that.
I think.
Yeah, so I mean.
No, a sex offender, you need to have a record. You can't be a sex
Okay,
offender without a record. I mean,
Okay.
no,
then.
technically you can if you assaulted someone, I guess.
Oh, well,
That would
let's just say
imply
worrying individual. You've been a worrying individual
generally pretty
in many
worrying.
circles. So you know.
Many circles.
Cynic saying he's the guy. He doesn't have an internet cult of personality.
So what you're saying is that I forgot the sentence. Shit, I I go around. I am. Fuck.
He
What's
gets
the term?
A pariah.
Right.
How about that?
A cult of personality.
That's also bad, but no.
A cult of personality.
Yeah, but the thing with 4chan
Infamous,
versus
you're
version
infamous. Could say that.
I say he's a
It's
cult
pretty
of
good.
I would say both. Personality without a cult of personality. No, wait. Sorry. I'm a cult of personality without a personality, well, being myself, which is
Everyone has
my
a
own
personality
personality.
intrinsically. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but I mean in my videos.
Oh, well, I mean well, I'm not getting into
Technically,
that
I don't.
debate. Never mind.
Like, I already had that argument with Foki, but yeah, I
which,
think I
I
did.
mean, I
don't know.
agree
Yeah.
with you more than I agree with Fogi on that debate. So we
mean,
probably would have just ended up agreeing.
I agree that I do have influence, but I just don't use that influence. But even then, I try my best so that my influence or my personality or whatever doesn't influence other people.
Yeah, it's for the ideas. What is this?
It's very chill. Oh no!
Oh boy.
Speaking
You
like,
do know that that story ends with both of us killing each other, right?
oh no.
Killing
No.
themselves.
Killing themselves.
Is a pretentious nerd. Oh no! I'm deep.
You have a good following.
Did you, bro?
Digi bro is
Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna. Yeah, I like that idea. That's like the idea. No, I'm not gonna bring up Digibro again. It was just a one-off joke.
Digi bro is
God.
shit.
Yes.
What other video games can I play? Is there anything else? I think
Go
music
back
is-
to SMT3.
No.
Why don't you just read Higurashi?
Oh wait, that's not on your computer. Never mind. That's on your PS2.
Yeah, I'm gonna play
Just lots of
Mushroom the
stream.
Ruckus.
What do you even have?
Barely any video games on Steam.
Let's see. Saints Row 2. That's pretty good.
You would have a lot
Skulls
to
Girl,
stream if
Hotline
you didn't
Miami,
fucking emulate.
Half-Life.
I mean, no, if you emulated a bunch of your old games.
No.
Hear
You
myself.
refuse. You refuse.
No.
You're a bitch. Hate
No.
you.
No.
Down
I
that
don't know
list.
how to play this game.
Goddamn. Oh well, whatever.
Your friends are mushrooms. This game is right.
Do you think I should share the list that I made on Twitter?
Yeah.
I don't think.
I mean,
No,
some of them
Kobe
are
Yoshi.
interesting. Some of them I find
maybe not.
interesting. Put it on a Google Doc.
Eh.
Fuck.
How do you even play this?
Wait.
Outlaw Harvest
What the fuck is
one
this
of the
shit?
best players of video games.
Yeah, I know, right?
How do you play
Yeah,
this?
she can beat me at Pong.
Oh, I should
What the
play that on
fuck?
stream.
Oh, Pong?
Okay,
Yeah.
wait. No, you know what you should do? You should be playing Pong with Unknown Caterpillar. Wait, is that who's actually in
Unknown
this?
caterpillar.
Unusual caterpillar.
Oh, whatever,
Unusual
close
caterpillar
it.
isn't here.
I don't fucking know. There's fuck me, you know. Okay, so Unusual Caterpillar. Close enough. I swear to God, you should play Pong with Unusual Caterpillar, and then talk about the history of Pong and the philosophy of Pong and the metaphysical and epistemology, ontology.
Wouldn't it make more sense if he played with me? If she played with
Wait, who's the one that actually made that Pong video?
Both me
Caterpillar.
and Unusual.
Okay, who's
No,
the one that made that video that I like that I can't remember the
Unusual
that was
Caterpillar
about, like-
made the response.
But the
Shit
original
post,
Pong
yeah.
video, the original Pong video was a response to Drunken Ninja. Okay, this game is fucking
Yeah,
garbage.
it's
I'm
the
gonna play some
narrative is a battle between me and Outlaw of a
Mushroom the
dumb
Ruckus is
thing.
garbage.
because now this is okay. Pong. Wait,
Click
Best-
with the okay.
I'm just gonna write Pong in the Discord. I swear to God, Pong. Pong, Pong is more important than getting laid.
Oh damn. I'm gonna turn this down. Dear God.
The unusual. I can't remember. I think it's pretty much Unusual Caterpillar.
is the one who made
It has to be.
Yes.
Oh, Caterpillar doesn't exist on Twitter. No.
What? He replies to your tweets all the time.
This, I click Caterpillar Boy and it no longer exists.
It makes
Unless he
more
changed
sense if it's me, the narrator.
Doesn't Unusual Caterpillar's Twitter does not exist.
Oh yeah, because he got banned off Twitter. I forgot.
Ah, that happened.
What a hero.
I should
Get an idea.
Why did he
what's
get
it
banned
called?
by Twitter?
Shit, what's it called? Pop Team Epic. There you go. Pop Team
Magnus, give me
Epic
offensive stuff I can say on
banned
Twitter.
from Twitter crimes.
My lawyers tell me that this is I'm being baited, that I need to cease.
Well, okay, I'll give you a cease and desist order. Drunk, give me some offensive stuff I can say on Twitter. You live in Mexico, they don't care about laws.
Give me some
I
white.
don't know. We already discussed this before when you were tweeting nonsense.
Well, give me more offensive stuff to say.
Fuck you.
Is Cynic the first black man on
Ooh, tweet that.
What does that even mean?
top? You know, like on top in the business world. You know, a black man has to sell himself. He has to sell his cult of personality.
Freddy Doodle, the white
You-
man,
you
is a
sold your
black
intellect,
supremacist.
which was new for blacks because, you know, their IQ and all that. So, you sold your intellect as a black man. And I think much of it had to do with your French past because much of the black people, the reason why their IQ is so low is because of one, capitalist alienation, and two, because of where they live and how that influences them via their upbringing. So they have a low IQ because they live in Africa and it's underdeveloped because of capitalist exploitation. So the thing about blacks, and the reason why you, Cynic, as a black person, have a higher IQ is because you lived in a country that wasn't as hyper-exploited, that had more socialist tendencies. And that is why I argue you are the first black man on
You just
top.
lost at Pong.
You talk about Pong while being bad at Pong. Also, what can I?
This is why I'm gonna beat you at Pong.
I'm the one on the right.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've been winning.
I thought you were the one on the left. Normally, it makes you the... doesn't it?
No, I'm the one on the right.
I thought every Pong game put you on the left.
Not all of them.
Okay,
Most
let
of
me
them.
try this. There you go. Okay, so
Oh, Magos, did I tell you about what I was gonna call into Digibro versus everything about?
okay.
No.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna call in and argue about race and IQ.
I think you might have mentioned that actually.
Yeah, I was gonna come in and talk to him about the subtweeting stuff, but I bet somebody already got to him about that.
No, actually, no one brought it up because,
Oh, wow.
to be fair, like 3 people talked for like 45 minutes each,
Yeah.
to the point where like nothing was fucking being said. It was really
What,
ridiculous.
the Digis? Oh,
When
okay.
is when are Digibro and Rizzy the Weeb gonna do a weekly podcast?
I
I
suppose
wanna be lesbian Digibro.
this game is
I
bad.
messed up.
Oh hi there.
It's Daymaster.
This is actually
Someone cool actually joined the chat.
Oh
boy.
Why do you guys
We
hate
need it.
Digimon so much? I love Digimon. What are you talking about?
I don't hate Digibro. I just find that he should like the thing is that
Oh my
I'm
God.
harsh because
Stop! Stop!
I'm
Don't go!
harsh because I
Don't go
just want
further!
to-
Stop!
Digimon.
Stop! Cease!
Digimon is what I said.
My God!
I said Digimon. Let's watch
feel
anime.
like- I feel like Cynic actually has a crush on the man who shall not be named at this moment, because he always talks about
crushed on him. It's just want people to get better and
What? What are you? Why are
Is
you
this-
watching anime on stream? You're gonna get banned.
Shut up. My goal
there you
is
go.
to
I
get
think I got it. Okay, let me. My goal is to get banned. Okay, there you go. I got it.
Exclusive
Fucking
stream
weird
from
alarm
Ogie.
sound. I'm just gonna leave this by the mic for a while. Fuck it, it's good content.
What the flying fuck is
No.
that?
It's,
Okay,
it's the alarm
I
on
like
this
the
usual.
phone.
exclusive
There you
stream
go.
from Foggy on the top
Oh.
because it's not your
Half
account.
the buttons don't even fucking like the 9 and 0 fucking buttons do not work on this phone, so I can't even use it as a phone. Literally, all I can
throw
use
it
is-
away.
Why are you using a phone?
because I need an alarm clock.
Well, don't use an alarm clock.
But what about when I've got to wake up?
Well,
The
don't wake
Depressive
up.
Collective. Oh, that's the
The fuck, police server
that's
go.
the server I left.
What did he even get banned for? What did you get banned for?
He posted cheese pizza.
I want
Oh,
okay.
no.
Describe all your servers in the stream now.
Okay, we've got Max and Lily's Mellifluous Madness. That is my couple server. We've got the Chromasticators. We've got Shonen Hell, which is the Cherry Boy Writer and Hunter x Hunter Dick Writing Association server. They're cool guys. I like them. I've got the Good Girl Garden, which is pretty cool. Okay, that's doxing. I've got the Good Girl Garden, which is pretty cool. I've got Urban's YouTube Club, which is has a place with cool YouTubers. Kabaru-kun's in here. Core Reviews is in here.
Remember when you were in like 80 servers?
Yeah. Fucking Alexander is in here, the Shonen YouTuber. Roger Smith. Mathwiz used to be in here, but I guess he's gone. The Depressive
Mathwiz,
Collective,
I remember
which is Ray's
Mathwiz.
shitty podcast. We recorded one episode of that. It was bad. Then we've got Fogey's Pit of Patriarchy, which is just a piracy server for all of the Digi content.
Yeah! I love theft. Speaking of Fogey,
Fuck you,
Fuck you, you bitch.
dumb bitch.
we're being live streamed, by the way, just so you're aware.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is Fogey speaking?
If
No.
you're speaking, we can't hear
Oh.
you, you fucking faggot.
I
He said
know.
no, he's there.
No, he's not speaking.
But
Shut
see,
up.
If a
He
tree...
confirmed it.
Okay. I got banned for changing my birth year. Yeah, changing your birth year when you posted that child porn.
I will leave in a few minutes because I want to eat. I'm gonna eat outside. Yesterday.
Yeah. Good.
I should find some food.
You should find some food. It legitimately concerns me when you don't eat.
Me too.
Yeah,
Ew.
me too. It's a great response.
Okay, there you go. I'm back.
When is Magos gonna open a Patreon?
Yeah, please.
No!
Please open a Patreon.
Hopefully in the
Patreon.com/Magos.
You tried to be underage.
When are you becoming Magos?
Oh.
Like Maga's Patreon coming soon, maybe never, coming very soon.
I mean, okay, so on one hand, I should have made it significantly earlier, but to be fair, I also still haven't fucking released track 10, and that's still in the works, and probably won't even be out by the end of this month. So,
Comes first.
so I guess in some sense, I'm sort of justified in that there's other fucking laziness procrastinating, but you know, I don't know. I literally don't want to spend too long with the Patreon in pre-release mode where it's like fucking weekly vlogs explaining, yep, still working on track 10, don't worry, gonna definitely get to doing all that other stuff I promise on the Patreon soon. Which is not,
I'm not one
to
to
be,
talk, so it's fine.
to be
Like, I
fair,
don't
it
care
is-
when it comes out. I'm just curious if you're still working on it.
It's coming. It's in the works. Yeah. It's. I mean, to be fair, like the only people that will put money into this are all listening to me right now. In that's Foggy, Cynic, and possibly Alex Horatio a little bit, and that's
Aw.
everyone
Possibly
for at
me
least
if I get
for.
work.
Yeah, maybe I will harvest, but that's later down the road, and by that point, then hopefully I'll be an actual 40k YouTuber, and some of those people
Yeah.
will be giving me something, maybe.
Capitalism.
Actual
Oh, you
40K
can't do
YouTuber.
that.
If a place would hire me, no one wants to fucking hire a child. I get, oh, Jesus Christ. No one wants to hire,
What the fuck was that?
What the hell was that?
no,
Did you almost get hit by a car or what?
no
What?
one, no one wants to hire, a 16-year-old, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's because of that pesky law. You know what we should do? We should allow children to work. At a very young age.
When are we gonna get factory children back?
Yeah, child labor. Yeah.
labor.
When are we gonna
yeah.
get child porn back? That's what I want to know.
This is the platform I'm running the election on.
Yeah, me too.
I think you're talking about slightly different things that you brought up, but that's fine. That's
Hey, man,
okay.
if it's labor,
How we
like
got
if
there.
I pay them to have sex with me, how is that not child labor?
I guess I can't
Remember
fault that
the
logic.
It doesn't
Remember
matter if
what
you're
Mark
5 years
said.
old.
If you put enough energy in it, it becomes labor. Therefore,
Yeah,
you know,
and I mean, every time I've had sex with a 5-year-old, I've seen them put in a lot of labor, so I don't know what the issue
there
is.
you
here.
go. Yeah, exactly.
Flawless.
Yes. Oh, jeez.
I'm on stream. I was on stream.
Why is Alex Horatio just constantly sending me images of caterpillars?
Not caterpillar.
It sounds. It looks pretty
Maybe
unusual.
it's not a caterpillar. Maybe it's an unusual caterpillar. Exact same
It's
joke.
not
just
the
stole it.
caterpillar at all.
No, actually, it's not. It's in French we call it un sans millipede. It's basically an
millipede.
insect with like a million.
It's a millipede. They're called
millipede.
millipedes. You don't need to
Millipede!
say the
Oh,
French.
a
God.
millipede, a millipede. You fucking English people stole that word and said it in English.
We call it We
Oh
call
my
it
God.
1000 pies, like 1,000 feet.
Yes, a millipede. Mille
Oh.
pat is feet.
Oh. Okay.
I do not support this.
1,000 and pat means feet. A millipede, and it's like
I don't like
millipede.
feet.
Oh man,
sense.
the power of language.
Oh my God.
I do not like feet. Okay, I am gonna mute
wrong
you, Alex, if
opinion.
you don't stop. I will mute you.
Oh
I
my
will
Shut up, Fogey.
A
You
millipede.
said otherwise.
Show on gamers tab.
Fucking millipede. My
Remove.
God. you
I
fucking
post
people.
something that has a drawn foot in it, and I don't even notice
No!
it.
That was because the stocking
It's a foot finish.
Oh my God.
that's because the stocking overemphasized it.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it did.
No.
Show me the fucking stocking. It's too idealized, Drunk.
I don't know which one you're talking about, but you've done it multiple times where it's
Yeah.
not appropriate.
It's I am a tyrant over that island.
I own that island. Shut up.
I disagree.
Look at how much I've tend to the island.
Yeah. Question: who does more work on an island, the king or the
Suffrages of
farmers?
state.
The king.
No, he fucking doesn't.
If I was the king of the island, then I would also work.
A peasant
To be
king?
fair,
Not on my island.
to be fair, many cases there's a lot of administrative duties that fall to certain monarchs. I mean, obviously there's physical labor, but it's not like that. I mean, you get in nations that are more so struggling, then the autocrat is generally pretty fucking busy one way or another.
We
Let's
are
see.
a prosperous nation, Magus.
I don't
faithful-
believe you.
I disagree.
The Safe for Work Island has a great economy.
I
You
do not
need to
agree.
stop talking about those channels because we're on live stream right now, and it's really,
Oh.
really fucking
Okay.
immoral on many levels.
Okay, so the Safe for Work Island is down here in this thing called the Archipelago. Then under that we have borderline bad.
Outlaw Harvest, you need to cease.
Okay.
You need to
let's see.
cease
Well, they
right
already saw
now.
it. They can read it now. I just don't want to talk about stuff people don't know what we're talking about.
Oh, I forgot we were on stream.
Yeah,
Apologies.
I try to like have standards for the stuff that I put out, at least to some extent.
No, you don't.
Yeah,
I think you may be
You
lying on to some
You
extent.
let Alex Horatio live stream on your channel.
and then I unlisted one of them.
One of them.
Yes.
You can mass unlist videos. It's really easy. You just go to the check the box and you press unlist. You know how to fit it once.
Whoa,
Yeah.
dogs.
I mean I do know that I can unlist videos. I was just using that as a joke, or I can mass unlist them. I know. It's just I wanted to like put them in a playlist or whatever, so I've been lazy about it. But I do know that I can do that. I was making a meme.
Shut up, Foggy.
Togi, how do you feel about enabling this content by giving me a free computer?
Feels good.
When are you gonna download more visual novels?
I have Higurashi downloaded.
Oh yeah, I also have T-Rashi downloaded, but mine doesn't have voice.
I got Cynic's download that he put in pins.
My mega limit is up, so I can't download from mega. I had to use a torrent that doesn't have like the voice patch. So yeah.
Yeah. I wonder, oh, this is a question. Who has a bigger cult of personality, Cynic, me or Digi?
I would say Digi because the body of his work is larger than yours.
Yes.
Not-
Also,
not
Digi
just
has
the
like
audience. I mean,
200,000
The thing with Digi is that he has
subscribers,
like
and Outlaw
fucking
has
thousands of
500.
hours, and although you have like 5 different channels, he also has like 3 or 4 different channels with larger amount of videos. So the people that go into his videos are going to be more. You know, it's like having a larger pool. I mean, if you go deeper because of Digi, then you're going to be more drowning. You're going to drown faster.
By the
You
way,
might
speaking of
touch the water, but
Speaking
you
of
can still come
drowning,
out of
I
it.
quit.
speaking,
You fucker.
Magos won. Magos won the stream. He has victory.
We're not
Speaking of
drowning.
channels and doing content that no one else can, your next video should just be the Higurashi video because I've never no one's
Damn it.
analyzed Higurashi. I think has it like the game.
Not to my knowledge.
So,
I mean,
yeah.
there's one guy I think
That's
he
also
did,
a
but
video that no one could do. I guess.
yeah, I guess. Like it's clear that I'm gonna do it eventually. It's just that I'm a lazy shit. Like the thing that
Are you also
if
gonna
I ever
put
start a project,
Umineko
I
in
have to
there?
go like 100%. No, fuck no, Jesus Christ, I would never touch Yumineko. There's so much
Why?
to say about that because it's too fucking dense for me to touch, and I refuse
Is
to
it better?
Is it good?
touch it. It depends. Like there's a
What do
big
you like
stark
more? What do
caveat
you
to it.
prefer?
Higurashi
I guess you
is that
prefer
it's
Higurashi
more
because it has Rika.
But the thing, yeah, I do. But the thing with Higurashi is that it's more streamlined, it's very simplistic in its overall message. But with Yumi Neko, it tries to say basically everything about human existence and truth and love
Truth,
and
that's
the way
funny.
we understand knowledge, in epistemology and also
Yeah.
Nietzschean truth.
Yeah,
And then,
I'm more interested in Umineko, but I will play Higurashi.
should play Higurashi first. Humineko is a sequel, but like I said, it does all that, but it falls kind of flat in certain areas. And because of that, Higurashi is like a more compact work. It's more of a stick work but it's not as deep. Whereas Yumineko is deeper but a little flawed.
Yeah.
It really depends. Like I like both equally.
Umineko is more ambitious, and it kind of fails sometimes. That ambition.
But
Okay.
that's it. That's it. But it's even bigger. Like I said, it depends on the person, and each person has their own opinion on Yumineko that is left to the reader to interpret.
Oh man.
Be right back.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Lee?
Not
Besides
much.
streaming,
Yeah.
you're just like, changing in and out of the thing.
Yeah, looking at the stream chat and shit. I need to like figure out how to like do like good live streams. I need to figure out how to be consistently entertaining and also have other people in the chat and like learn how to just have conversations bounce off of one another, because I think we did a pretty decent job with me and Cynic's argument just because it had passion behind it, and I made a few semi-decent points in this podcast, but overall, the thing just fell flat on its face and was bad.
I did not enjoy it, because it was the same one we've been having for months, and I mean, I when you all started, I left to do a thing, and then I came back, and you were still arguing, and it was like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it was the best version of that argument that we've had. But yeah, like I need to figure out how to do like good live streams, like actually consistently.
Just because it's the same versions doesn't make it good. It doesn't mean it should be brought back. The argument he had with Digi, was supposed to be the ending, the first time, and then he did it the second time, which it was also bad. Yeah, it just shouldn't have existed.
Magos, I don't talk to other people. To respond to something Magos said in the chat, he said, have you considered finding cooler people than the Chromasticators to stream with? Well, the issue with that is that I hate people, and I hate talking to other people.
Well, you have friends in the Good Girl Garden, don't you? And in
yeah,
the
but
Depression
they
Collective.
wouldn't be good to stream with. Most of them are the same people.
I'm sure they're all idiots.
I don't know. I need to like learn how to. I need to learn how to actually talk to
who in the Good Girl Garden and Depression Collective do you think I would like, I don't know, not hate?
Joji Matthews and Zen.
Are you sure about that?
Hiding in public. Those are the only good people in and Weeb. But
Yeah,
he
but,
doesn't.
okay,
count
crows don't count.
Yeah, crows don't count. Hiding in public. Zen Huxtable. That's it.
Zen Huxtable seems cool.
Yeah, he's a cool
even
guy.
though I hate him for the meme, but
Yeah. I'm cooler than all of the Chromasticators stream with me. Do you want to stream right now, Alex? I will leave this call right now and start streaming with you.
Oh wait, don't abandon me.
But yeah. Well, I mean, I can add you to the call with Alex.
That sounds like a terrible idea, but I mean, if you want to, I don't know.
She is. Yeah, Rizzy is really cool. I like Rizzy a lot. I was having a conversation with her yesterday.
Rizzy has a good reputation.
Actually do it? Okay.
Oh.
Okay, bye, drunk. It was good talking to you.
All right.
Oh boy,
Oh boy.
wonderful. Oh
Uh,
no,
yeah.
I'm streaming with uncool people now.
Yeah,
I'm doing it.
You are you are now streaming with Outlaw Harvest. You know, even though I say these streams are bad, which they are, like the only cool thing about it is the fact that it's so bad that it's just individually myself. Like it's so postmodern that it like transcends the idea of bad and good just by the fact that it's so bad that it becomes good. Like, the interesting parts of it are how bad it is, and because that intrigue is there, while consuming it may be abhorrent pain, it's also interesting, which numbs that pain a little bit. Don't get me wrong, the pain is still abhorrent, and it's still very much there, but it's less painful because it's interesting, and I think for the right people, that interestingness can make them swallow the pill and continue down the dark tunnel, no matter how dark it may be, you know.
Okay, well, I think that's fucking stupid. I think it's a bit more like just drinking an entire bottle of lemon juice. And like
Well,
that
I
really
like
hurts
lemon
your
juice,
throat
though.
because it's acidic. Yeah, but drinking an entire bottle of lemon juice will hurt your throat. Or apple cider vinegar. It doesn't matter. Bottle of acid, and then everything for like an hour after that tastes sweet. It just makes you appreciate the bare minimum after that because you see how far below it goes, but below the bare minimum for
Well, no,
pleasure, really.
I enjoy the act of eating lemons as well as drinking a lot of pure lemon juice. Like, I will just grab a lemon thing out of the fucking fridge or whatever, and I will just
That's
start
probably why you enjoy this content. Because it is just analogous to that. You would drink the lemon juice. You
because
would
I have
consume
bad
this
taste.
content. Because you have bad taste, yeah.
Yeah.
Because something's wrong with your head. I don't know what it is. You shouldn't drink lemon juice, and you should not consume, let alone produce this content.
I have a lot of things wrong with my head. I will not. I have to take 5 medications. I have a lot of things wrong with my
That's
head.
a lot of medications.
Yeah.
That's a lot of medications. You know what? Because this is good content, I'm gonna get a drink right now. I've already taken my headphones off, so I can't hear you. I'm leaving. Be right back.
I wonder if Weeb is watching this. I hope he's not. Dear God, this is embarrassing. But yes. I wonder if Magos is still watching it. I bet he's like, ugh, this is bad. Day is still typing. Wow. Yeah, that is sort of like the question that I was posing earlier of like, why do I put myself through this? Why do I continue to come back and make these same old videos, these same old live streams that I know no one is going to watch? Like, the only point of it existing is for the fact that it does exist, is for the fact that it's a weird thing that no one gives a shit about. Like, I have the potential to do something that is legitimately interesting, or something that, maybe not interesting, but something that can appeal to people. Like, I have the potential to actually make people entertained, but instead I do this, and the only people who are even mildly entertained by it are my friends, and even then they say it's bad, because in every traditional sense of the word, it is bad. So, why do I do this? Why do I continue coming back? And the only logical reason that I can possibly give is that I enjoy it. Is that I enjoy the chaos of these calls. I enjoy how bad it is. I have some sort of weird sadistic desire to continue on this path, even though it is legitimately retarded and I hate it. No, you shut up, Drunken Ninja. Fuck you. Like, I could be doing literally anything else with my time. Like, Drunken Ninja was telling me in chat earlier, I could have been playing Shin Megami Nocturne, but I wasn't. I was on a fucking live stream doing literally nothing. Like, the highlight of my day
I'm
in that
back.
live stream was just arguing with Cynic. There was nothing else. There was literally nothing else. And so
What's happening?
I was making a big vlog point. I was basically doing a vlog while you were gone, so I'm gonna continue. Yeah, so like, there is.
I don't think you are going to continue.
I am.
I think that's over now.
Oh no,
No, I think
believe
that's
it is.
over. I think that's enough, actually. That's more than
don't
enough.
think it's enough. I think it's actually. I think it's not enough. I think I should be doing more. Thank you very much.
Okay, I've been here for 5 minutes. I've been respectful of your time. I think it's time that you are respectful of mine.
Well, if I was.
I think it's only fair.
Okay, if I was truly respectful of your time, Alex, why would I have invited you on this stream?
Excellent point. Excellent point. I'll give you that. But
That was the point I was
Okay,
going to
I'll
go
give
into before you interrupted me, before you came in here and you juggernauted me like an autist.
yeah, well, you should have thought of that before. You could have like left the call. You could have muted your sound. You had ways to prevent this. A lot of ways to prevent this. Jesus.
Yeah. I did have
Yeah.
a lot of ways to prevent this. There were many ways I could have prevented this.
You could have prevented this all a long time. You didn't have to make a YouTube channel. You didn't have to make 100. You didn't have to call me gay just now. But like, there are so many steps you took to get here, and it's just all the worst steps. I don't think you could have done a worse job if you like literally just ran away from home and laid down on a sidewalk until you died. But actually, that might have been okay. That would have been fine. Why didn't you do that? Jesus. That would have been better than this YouTube channel. That would have been better than this live stream.
I mean, it probably would have been, but I
Yeah.
medication
Yeah, of course it would.
causes me to numb my inner voice that tells me to do those things. So instead,
Well, stop taking those medications. Stop it.
well, so instead of actually going through with killing myself, I'm making this live stream.
Yeah, well, which is really worse here? You gotta think about that. I mean, this live stream is bad.
Oh yes, I
It's
know.
been 7 minutes.
It is making the world a worse place by the fact that it exists. But I am gladly going to be the villain here. I think that.
But why am I a moderator? Like, that's just another thing in like the overarching sequence of events here. Like, it started off with a stupid debate that was dumb, and I don't know what happened. I blacked out for a while, and then I'm a moderator now, and I don't know. You played Pong for a while and did some like quasi-racist thing. That wasn't very nice. Screen's gone black because you switched off the display capture.
Yeah, I switched it off the screen because I'm replying to something privately.
Okay.
But yeah.
Good live stream, yeah.
Yeah,
good live stream.
Very good live stream.
Switch off the
Great
visuals.
content.
You don't even have any supplementary visuals here. You could have had some scrolling text. You could have had like something. You could have had a static image. You could have like snapped it to a window. There are options. There are options. And you chose the worst one. For God's sake, Outlaw, get it together.
Oh yeah.
This is unacceptable.
Yeah.
I will ban you from YouTube.
Oh,
I will.
Oh yeah, you can try,
I'm changing.
motherfucker. You can try. I'm gonna keep being the villain. I'm gonna ride off into the fucking sunset, and you're not gonna do anything about it. I am going to be the greatest woman of all time, and you cannot say a word about my vision. You are not going to compromise what I wake up to do every single day. I will not let that happen.
Okay, yes, but what if I live stream something that will get you copyright striked? You can't stop me now. I've got the stream key. Yes, but I've defeated a villain in the process. It's kind of like Batman. He's mean, but he gets results. I think I'm Batman. I think I can be Batman if I put my mind to it. I think you can be the jokester. I think that's possible.
I think
I consider myself Batman.
well, I mean, you do.
I consider myself Batman.
Okay, but
Yeah.
have you considered that I consider myself Jeff Bezos?
You might consider yourself Jeff Bezos, but that has no bearing on me.
I
I'm Robin
identify
too.
as Jeff Bezos.
Okay.
What can you say to that? You can't say anything because it's true. I just am Jeff Bezos.
Okay, it might be true that you identify as Jeff Bezos. You might think you're Jeff
I
Bezos.
am Jeff Bezos. The
But
voices
that's
told me I
wrong.
was.
That's wrong.
No, the voices told me I was. I trust them.
Which voices?
The ones in my head.
Oh,
They
okay.
am
Well, those are
they-
genuinely trustworthy voices, I'm gonna say.
Well, yeah, they are trustworthy. They tell me all the correct things. Why do you keep on going on like this? I am just right.
I assumed you were talking about like YouTube people. I thought you were doing like a poetic thing, like the YouTube, the internet community, the voices. But then I was actually no, you're just thinking about like your thoughts and like yourself.
No.
I mean, obviously yourself knows what you are, so that makes sense to me. Okay,
End
that
of the
makes sense
live
to me.
stream. Here we go.
Yeah, good job. Good job. Yeah.
We ended on a high note, Alex.
Yeah, we sure did end.
Okay, I gotta go.
Alright, great. Great. Okay. Now this seems like a bad idea because I didn't think that I thought she would stay long enough to notice, but she didn't. So, oh, great. Oh, great. It's this dude.
Hiya. I'm
Hi.
on live stream now.
You're on a live stream. Oh, great. Yeah, it's just it's past the parcel with live streams, really. I like that. That's effective.
Yeah. It's pretty good. Should probably, yeah, put it in a way so you can't see the DMs between us, because scrolling slightly up, that gets very doxy very
Oh
quickly.
yeah. Yeah, it's alright. Yeah, I got it. Everything's under control. Everything's under control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I did dox.
exciting.
I did dox my I was watching Jake and Amir earlier, so that's been
Oh.
revealed.
Why do you do that
It's
so
just-
much?
It's background.
It's not
noise.
healthy.
It's background noise. I like the background noise. It's
Okay,
chill.
then.
It's something to do. It's kind of like music, but like not as stimulating, and I can listen to other like things also behind it, kind of. Like,
So is
other
this
things
just a
going on.
weekly call now happening like an hour earlier?
Is it? Yeah, I guess. I guess so.
I mean, if that's what it is, we should stop live streaming.
Yeah, this live streaming is a bad idea. I mean, I don't know. I
It
don't
is.
think she's gonna I don't think Outlaws can actually notice at this point. I mean, I think she's gone forever. So actually, I'm gonna end the live stream.
Okay, goodbye everybody.
Woo.